afternoon. How is everyone?
Good.
Good, awesome. Well, my name is Jessica, and I'll be your captain as we go along the river today. So this is our Delta River. It's a quarter-mile long, 2 feet deep. It contains over 400,000 gallons of water. So back in 1996, we filled this river in a rather unique way. We sent out 3,000 empty 2-ounce Jack Daniels bottles all over the world, and we asked people to fill those up with water from their local waterways and return them. Well, they did. We got a little over 1,700 of those bottles back, representing all 50 states and 30 countries. So if you look to my right-hand side of the boat, you'll see some plaques lining the walkway. Well, on those plaques is every state and country with the exact source of water listed. So when you get off the boat, you may want to venture over there and see if you see a waterway in or near your hometown. Now, unfortunately, we got ready to reopen. We once again sent out those bottles, asked people to fill them and return them, and once again they did. So on the 1-year anniversary of our flood, so May 2011, we held a reblending of the water ceremony. So today, without showing any documentation, and thanks to everyone's efforts, we'd like to see that you all are still flooding out international waterways today, which would make this the cheapest international cruise. This tree we're passing under to my left, as well as the other tree. Now you won't see any fruit on these 2 trees. They get their names strictly for the shape of their leaves. Now, if everyone looks to the front left of the boat, you're going to see a large chandelier. That chandelier is the largest chandelier we have on property, and it features 158 bulbs and weighs in at 3,000 pounds. So unit does come to us for convention business. So on the second floor above our heads to my right are Delta ballrooms located up there. Now that ballroom is the largest ballroom we have on property, and it can seat 7,000 guests theater style, 4,000 banquet style. Now if you look to the front of the boat, you're going to notice that white brick wall. That white brick wall is the original exterior wall of the Magnolia. Now that section opened back in 1977 with 600 guest rooms and 1 presidential suite. So if you stayed with us back then and you looked out those windows, well, you would have had a lovely view of what was tennis court and parking lot. So in 1983, we expanded, added the garden area, expanded again in 88, adding the Cascades, and again in 96, adding the Delta, which we are currently in. So after all of those expansions, we are up to a total of 2,888 total guest rooms, 5 presidential suites, and 700,000 square feet of meeting and convention space. So you all are in the largest hotel in North America under one roof without a casino. So I'm sure by now y'all have noticed a lot of plant life throughout the resort, and almost every plant you see is real. Our plants are taken care of by just 10 full-time gardeners. So to my right-hand side of the boat, we're entering into the citrus tree portion of the river, and these first 2 trees we're going to pass by are papaya trees, and if you look at the tops of those trees, you'll actually see some fruit starting to produce. That next tree is going to be our pineapple guava tree. Now you won't see any fruit on that tree. And then last but not least, we'll be 2 grapefruit trees. However, none of those are producing any fruit for us at the moment. To my left-hand side of the boat, you're going to see that little trio of trees, and those 3 little trees are ponytail palm trees. Now, if you look directly above your heads, we're now floating under the tallest point of our resort. That point reaches 15 stories tall. That ceiling you see up there consists of 6,200 panes of glass down and lay it side by side, or covers 7 football fields. Now, our ceiling is built with spin hurricane force winds and golf ball size hail, and we do have a total of 9 acres of. To my left-hand side of the boat, we're going to be passing by our Delta Fountain, and this is where our popular and free atrium shows take place each night at 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now those shows are choreographed lighting and music and are quite spectacular to see. So if you're with us later tonight and looking for something, now our fountain does feature 106 fountains surrounding 1 geyser in the middle that can shoot all the way up to 85 feet tall. Now if you look to the front of the boat, just over that bridge, you're going to see that building. That building is Gaylord Marquis Old Hickory Steakhouse. Old Hickory opens at 5 p.m. and you will need a reservation to get inside. Once we come out from under this bridge, we're in the waterfall portion of the river, and these waterfalls do make lovely backdrops for any photos. So I suggest getting your phones and or cameras ready for some pictures. Now we actually have 3 waterfalls located over here in this section. However, none of these three waterfalls is the tallest. The tallest waterfall is in the Cascades area by the falls bar, sitting about 44 feet tall. Now, one unique feature about that waterfall over there is that you can actually walk behind it. Now, our three waterfalls over here, they're not just pretty to look at, they're also the main location system for the river, overturning the entire river once every 3 hours, providing plenty of oxygen for our fish. So we do have blue cat, carp, and bluegill throughout the river. And is your find at the local grocery store. This tree we're in now, the banyan tree, and this is actually native to India. And maple trees, those are actually the roots, and that allows this tree to grow wider instead of taller. And if those roots were to ever touch soil, it would actually start another shoot of the tree. Right, this is just a reminder that I need everyone to stay seated on their bottoms for me. Thank you. Now, if you look to the front of the boat, you're going to see that brick structure. That brick structure houses our elevator, and that elevator is one of the main ways to get over to the Delta Island, which is located on my left-hand side of the boat. Now, inside that Delta Island, you can get a quick bite to eat. There's some shopping, and for you adults on board, even an adult beverage. To my right-hand side of the boat, if you look up on that hill, you're going to see that large tree. That large tree is our mahogany tree, and that tree was actually flown in by helicopter and planted before the roof went on this portion of the resort. So this boat we're on is actually one of 5 boats in our fleet, and they are actually replicas of Mark Twain's Mississippi flatboats. However, ours are a little more modernized, running on 16 car-sized batteries. Coming up on my left-hand side of the boat, you'll be able to see inside of our boathouse, and this is where we keep all of our boats when not in use. Now, the water inside the boathouse is about 5 feet deep compared to the 2 feet out here. So once we get inside the boathouse, we do have full steering capabilities of the boat, and that's because there is no track inside. And that's also where a lot of the fish love to hang out, since it is darker, deeper waters. To my right-hand side of the boat, you're going to notice some large metal grates on the wall, and those metal grates are part of our ventilation system, helping us keep the temperature in this atrium between 68 and 72 degrees year-round. Now, not only is that temperature comfortable for us, it's also the appropriate temperature for our plant life. So if you look to my left-hand side of the boat, you're going to see some trees against that brick wall. Those trees are cocoa bean trees, and those trees were actually gifted to us after our flood. So to give you an idea of how much water was in here at the time of the flood, if you look to the front of the boat, you're going to see a bridge with orange and purple bulbs underneath it. The water was up to those bulbs. So we had about 10 feet of water in here. We were closed for 6 months, and the mall Outback was completely underwater, and they were closed for 2 years. Does anyone have any questions? Alright, as we approach the dock, I'm going to ask everyone to keep their hands and arms inside the boat and to remain seated until one of my deckhands up here tell you to exit the boat. You're going to exit the boat to my right, making sure to use those handrails and stairs for your safety. Front half, you will exit first. Back half, if you will hang with me just a moment longer, once we get them unloaded, we'll get you unloaded as well. And I want to thank you all for coming out and riding with us today. Hope you all have a great rest of your day, a safe trip home, and come back and see us again soon.
Hey, Kayleigh, turn around, look at me.